Hi, I'm Jenny K. Parks. This is Fawns and Porter's Essex Block of the Month featuring these lovely Quilting Treasures fabrics. This is episode 3 and I'm going to show you how to do a diagonal strip block. So we're going to build a little bit on what we had before, and I'm going to show you an easy way to create the diagonal strips that you see in the quilt behind me. All right, so first we're going to make the same triangle square blocks like we did last time. So let me show you that. I line this up here, and I'm going to take my big ruler and line it up on my 1/4 inch mark from corner to corner and draw the line. Now if you have to use, I'm drawing of course on the lighter fabric. If you have to draw on the darker fabric, you can use a red ink pen or whatever. Sometimes you have to experiment to find something that you can see well, but that's the point, right? That you can see it well enough to be able to sew. All right, right sides together, and I'm just going to sew on that line. So when I was making the whole quilt, I just drew on one after another after another. I think the more that you can be consistent with what you're working on, the more you can do the same thing over and over again, the better you're going to get at it. The more accurate you're going to become, the more easily you'll spot mistakes, and you'll find ways to do a better job for yourself. All right. And I usually don't pin this. I think it goes pretty well together, just laying it on there. Doesn't seem to slide too much. It's not too particular. Oops, gotta watch a little bit more carefully there. And now just rotate it around and we'll go to the other side. Okay. I think one of the untalked about tricks with quilting is getting to know your feet and all your visual cues that you can have. I say as many visual identifiers, like, okay, I know I line up on this mark on my foot to make this work. All those things that you can identify will just up your game. They're going to make your quilting better and better. Okay. I line up my ruler, corner to corner, and if I did well, my 1/4 inch mark lines up exactly on my sewing line. This line's really good. And cut apart there. Then I'm going to press to the dark. And setting that seam, I think it is so important with this project to get in the habit of doing that. I know, you're like, I don't want to hassle. I know, I totally understand. But I think you're going to have a better finished product if you do take just that moment longer to do it. Beautiful. All right, set that one off to the side there. I'm going to trim dog ears off. Get those out of the way. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put this little part right here in the corner. And this one I can draw a line, and I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner, but I have a trick here to show you, which kind of gives you a bonus block. So I'm going to draw that line there. That's my stitching line. Then I'm going to draw another one here, which is my bonus block stitching line. And this gives me both a 1/4 inch on either side, so my seam allowances are going to be perfect. They're going to be brilliant. All right, so I'm going to line that up there. Then I'm going to stitch on that line, and then when I press it, it's going to give me this extra part right here. Okay. Ooh, slow down there. Okay. So I'm going to stitch along this line. Again, this is another thing that you could chain piece. One of these blocks after another, after another, after another. Pick up the foot. Now, this is going to give me a bonus block. I rotate it around, and I'm just going to stitch around this line so I don't have the bulk over here. Okay. I love the idea of a little bonus block because it's like doing two projects at the same time, and quilters love to do stuff like that. We like to have lots of projects going. So I line up on my stitching line here, 1/4 of an inch from that, and that's where I'm going to cut. Come over here, and again, I want to continue to press towards the dark. I'm going to kind of, oh yeah, I just talked to you about setting your seam. I better follow my own example, huh? And press towards the dark. Just normally, I'm not as much of a stickler at pressing towards the dark, but just because these colors are so light. And here's our little bonus block. Woohoo! Press this one. You could use this, there's so many different places you could use this, but there you have it, it's all ready together. Put it in your scrap pile, put it in a bonus block section, and then you could do a whole thing on the back or labels or something. Anyways, so I love having these little extra blocks. So that's how to do this one, and because you'd make two, right, you just do this next one in the same way, and then you have two of these blocks all ready to go. Okay, so the next episode, we're going to talk about the variable star block. I've got some tricks there to share with you. You're not going to want to miss it. I'll see you then. This episode of Essex Block of the Month is brought to you by Quilting Treasures. Imagine and create.